Yeah. Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to Botany first year's class. So we have started with the SAQs from the starting. That is the diversity in the living or in the living world. That is the what we have done, what we have finished is the binomial nomenclature we have finished, and the nomenclature and the identification. Those two SAQs we have finished from this chapter. The first one, what is meant by nomenclature, identification, and how the key is helpful, that was over, and the binomial nomenclature was over. Now, in the second chapter, that is the biological classification, we have finished the structure of the characteristic features of the euglenoids, and the chrysophytes were over. Okay. Now comes with the third question, that is the dinoflagellates. So the third question is, give a brief account of dinoflagellates. What are dinoflagellates? The first one, what we have to write, this belongs to the kingdom Protista, and these are mostly marine, and few are freshwater organisms, and all are microscopic photosynthetic. What we have to write? These are belongs to the kingdom Protista. Now, second point, all are microscopic photosynthetic. After that, what we have to write? Most of them are marine, and a few are freshwater organisms. Few are freshwater organisms. If you learn like this the answer, then for the competitive exam also, the entire sentences and the points are very clear for us. And the next point, what we have to write, why we are saying them as the dinoflagellates, and what is the cell wall composition. So in the specific order, if you go, then it will be easy for us to come to the conclusion. Okay. Now the cell wall. There are the cell wall is the cell wall of dinoflagellates have stiff cellulosic plates. Okay. The cell wall is made up of, so we can write it in a easier sentence. Okay. Cell wall is made up of stiff cellulosic plates. Stiff cellulosic plates. So what the next point we have to write below the cell wall is the cytoplasm. So in the cytoplasm, what we can see in the cytoplasm, it is having the colored pigments in them. Okay. So this, due to this colored pigments only, it is exhibiting the different colors for the water surface wherever they are present. So the cytoplasm is having the different colored pigments in them, mostly yellow, green, blue, or red. And they will exhibit these colors to the water medium where they are present. That's the next point. After that, we have to come to the main point, that is the flagella. So here, flagella are the organism is having two unequal sized flagella. The organism is having two unequal sized flagella. So unequal sized, that means two unequal sized flagella. Means two flagella are present. One is big and one is long and one is short. So with this word only, we are saying that the one is long and one is short. No need to write again the short flagella, long flagella, nothing. Two unequal sized flagella and where they are present on the organism. So the organism is having a groove on its lateral side. At this groove, one long flagella is present and another flagella is present on the opposite side to that. That is perpendicular to the first flagella. So like that, the two flagella are present on this dinoflagellates. One is present on the lateral groove and another one is present on the vertical side perpendicular to the first flagella. Like that, two flagella are present, and with these two flagella, these these organisms will move with the different movement. So this movement is called as the spinning movement. It's called as the spinning movement. So we will call, when they will spin, this movement will be in a different word only we have to express. That is the whirling webs. We'll call it as whirling webs. The spinning movement of the dinoflagellates will be called as the whirling webs. Okay. Now comes with the next point. What is the next point? How many in the nucleus, how many chromosomes, and how this is going to be seen. That is the one more different in the organisms only. Okay. So here the nucleus is having the condensed chromosomes. Even in the interface, they are having the condensed chromosomes. So we can say the nucleus is having the condensed chromosomes. Okay. And histones are absent. In that chromosome, histones are absent. This much you have to write. So this type of nucleus is called as the mesokaryon. What is meant by mesokaryon? The condensed chromosomes are present. Condensed chromosomes are present. Then histones are absent. So this is called as the mesokaryon. This type of nucleus is called as mesokaryon. When the nucleus is having the condensed chromosomes and histones are absent in it, the type of nucleus is called as the mesokaryon. Now, these marine organisms are, I said the pigments are there to exhibit the different colors for these organisms. So, which color will be given more by these organisms to which type of aquatic water? So, the example is the red dinoflagellates. Red dinoflagellates will like the gonulates. Gonulates. So this one will be giving the red color for the Mediterranean Sea. So we'll call this sea as the red Mediterranean Sea. Red, okay, red tides on the Mediterranean Sea. And this occurs with the multiplication of these organisms. Multiplication of these organisms, which makes the tide-like occurrence on the water. So that is gives the red color wherever they are present. That is the gonulates. And some organisms. The next organism is the Noctulica. Noctulica. So what it shows? It will give the bioluminescence. What is meant by bioluminescence? Bioluminescence. That means it glows in the absence of sunlight. That is called as the bioluminescence. Okay. Noctulica is a marine organism which glows in the absence of sunlight and gives the light just like the tube light, what we are having in our toys. That's the one. So that is the bioluminescence. So these two examples we need to give. And maximum organisms, that means maximum dinoflagellates are releasing the toxinous substances in the water and which are harmful for the other aquatic organisms, example fishes. So these aquatic organisms, we cannot see them to be alive whenever these dinoflagellates are more in that atmosphere, more in that aquatic medium itself. That is the most important one. Most toxins are going to be released by these organisms. So what we have to write now? Okay, toxins are released in a large number, which even kill other aquatic, otherwise the marine organisms, marine animals. Example, fishes. As fishes, what we have to write over here? Conclude the sentence. Then the sentence looks nice. Otherwise, it looks like incomplete sentence, isn't it? So always we need to fill the sentences with the suitable words. We cannot leave the sentence like that, whatever is there in the material. Now, we will go in a fresh glance now. Okay, what to write in a systematic order. If you remember this order, you never forget a point. If you are forgetting also, it's not a big deal because the next point will be coming, which is coming and giving the link up only. It's not that we are saying the how they will, they are giving the toxins first and where they are living, we are saying, and how they are doing the reproduction, we are saying, not like that. In the order, if you come, then the each and every point we can easily remember. So now comes with the how to write this dinoflagellates answer. Dinoflagellates belongs to the kingdom Protista. Okay. And next comes, these are the microscopic marine organisms which are having the, these are the microscopic photosynthetic marine organisms and a few are freshwater organisms. So this much we have to save over here. And the third point is all these organisms, the cell wall of the dinoflagellates is made up of stiff cellulosic plates. Stiff cellulosic plates. And the next one, the cytoplasm is having the colorful pigments in it. Through these pigments, the organisms are exhibiting different colors where they are present. That's the one. So they are having, they exhibit the yellow color, green color, blue or red, depending on the pigments that are present in them for the aquatic medium, for the water wherever they are present. That's the one what we have to say. And the next one comes the nucleus. In the cytoplasm, nucleus is there now. So the nucleus is having the condensed chromosomes and the histones are absent. So this type of nucleus is called as the mesokaryon. It's the mesokaryon. Okay. Next comes the how the flagella are arranged on the cell wall. The organism is having the two unequal sized flagella. One is present on the lateral groove. One is present on the lateral groove, and another one is present on the vertical side perpendicular to this first arranged flagella, and they will move along with the spinning movement. Spinning movement means they will rotate. This is the one flagella. They will stand on this flagella and move, spins. And this type of movement is called as the whirling webs. This word is mandatory in the dinoflagellates. Whirling webs. Remember this, and you need to write when this question comes over there. Okay, whirling webs. Then we have to say which type of organism is giving the special characters for the, otherwise a special occurrence for the water. So the one is the example is the gonilex. Gonilex is the which is present, which is giving the red color for the water wherever it is present by the multiplication of these organisms. This is a marine organism which lives in the Mediterranean Sea. So the red, so this sea is now called as the red Mediterranean Sea because of the color that was given by this gonilex organism. And the next one is the Noctilica. Noctilica is the organism which exhibits the bioluminescence. And all these dinoflagellates releases toxinous substances in the water medium so that it's harmful for the other living aquatic organisms, example, otherwise such as fishes, so that we can wind up this answer. So all the points we have given in a proper way now. So like this only, we have to go with the answering of these questions. And the last question from this chapter is, what is the role of fungi in our daily life? So in this, no need to start the answer with, in our daily life, fungi plays an important role. Daily life fungi is the which type of fungal organisms are useful for us and which type of fungal organisms are not useful for us, which are giving the harmful effects only for us. That's the one what we have to write over here, not the other stories. No one wants it. Okay. Question is something and what you are writing is something. So here, what we have to say, the fungi belongs to the kingdom fungi, and these are the heterotrophic organisms. And the most of the fungi are parasitic in nature, and they will cause several diseases to the plants, animals, and the human beings. Plants, animals, and human beings. Okay, now comes with the useful fungi. Some economically important fungi which are important for us. So these are the some fungal organisms produces the enzymes. What are they? Some fungal organisms produces the enzymes. Example, Aspergillus. Okay, so what we have to write? Some fungal organisms produces enzymes. So which type of enzymes they will produce? Here, example, in that Aspergillus. Okay, this Aspergillus produces glucose. That much only I need. That means we need that much. No need of further things. Okay, no need of the complete organism named Aspergillus niger. No need. Aspergillus produces glucose. And the next one, yeast. We know yeast now. So yeast produces zymase. The enzyme that is produced by yeast is zymase. Enough. Done. Now, some fungal organisms are useful for producing antibiotics. Okay. So what are the antibiotics we know from the fungi? Penicillin, Penicillium notatum, it produces penicillin. Very useful one and very easy. Okay. Penicillium notatum, penicillin antibiotic. We will take the penicillin injection now. That is a penicillin antibiotic. Only one example is sufficient over here. And the next one is some fungi are used as a source of food. So here mushrooms will eat the starters now. Mushroom Manchuria. Remember that. Okay. Mushrooms, agaricus. Okay. Which is an edible fungi. Which is an edible fungi. That much. With this, we have done with the three major sources of the food that was given by the fungi to us. Now done. Now we have to go with the other things. That is some lycoperdon. That is one of the fungi. That is the lycoperdon, which is used for which is a delicious food. Okay. That is the yeast. Lycoperdon is an yeast which is making for the delicious foods for us. And this is used in the bread making and the beverages and the brewing industries. Okay. Beverages means in the brewing industries. And the all others ones you can just easily skip it out. And one more thing you can say it's fungi now. This much only. Okay. And some other fungi we are using in the medicinal industries and in the biotech industries. That much if you write it enough. And the some morels and the truffles are edible. This is also the fungal organisms. Truffles and morels. These are the fungal organisms which are used as the food. Okay, edible fungi. So if we write like this, these are the uses of the fungal organisms for us. Now we have to say the harmful effects of the fungi. What are the harmful effects of the fungi? The fungi are having all are usually causes the infections for us. But we cannot say that the common sentence over here. What we have to say, some fungi causes rot of orange fruits. Rotting of orange fruits occurs by some fungal organisms. Rotting means spoiling. Spoiling of orange fruits occurs with some fungi. Okay, and some fungi spoils the bread. And some fungi causes the diseases in the plants. Example, albugo. Okay. Example, albugo. What it will do? It causes the white spots on the mustard leaves. What it will do? It causes white spots on mustard leaves. Okay. And Puccinia. The fungi Puccinia causes rust on wheat. Okay. The fungi Puccinia. Remember this fungal name. Very, very important for us. Even in the second year, we need to write again this organism name. So remember this organism. Fungi Puccinia causes rust on wheat. Rust on wheat. Okay. So with this, we have finished the second chapter, SAQs. That is the chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, and the useful fungi. Otherwise, what are the useful and the harmful fungi in our day-to-day life? So, like this, and from these six, what we learned till now from the first chapter and second chapter. Just like in the March paper, we may get 2 SAQs. Out of 6, 2 SAQs we may get. Otherwise, 1 SAQ we may get. That's I cannot give that assurance that 2 damn sure we will get. But damn sure we will get a question from this. That much I can say. Minimum 1, maximum 2 questions. Now comes with the next chapter, that is the plant kingdom. Okay. So this is the 4th chapter according to the Telugu Academy. And in that chapter, we have finished the first two SAQs. That is the red algae, brown algae differences I have done. And the liver rods and the mosses differences, we have already finished. Okay. So like this, if we are preparing with the first chapter, second chapter, fourth chapter SAQs, then we can easily write two SAQs. Blindly, you can go with the two SAQs from these four chapters, and easily we can attempt the one VSAQ also. That much important is these topics what now we are dealing with. Okay. So these two questions were over already. These were over. Now we will go with the third question, because I have given the more than 8 points in each and every differences. I have given nearly 12 to 14 points in this. In that 14 points, if you write the 8 or 9 points, bindas, no chance of losing a half mark anywhere. That much I will give you the assurance for the marks. If you learn 8 only, then definitely you will come to the conclusion of the 6 points. In that 6 points also, again, spelling mistakes or somewhere else it was missing. The most important point, what you feel may not be the important point in our view, isn't it? In the exam point of view, I am saying. So when we will correct the answer paper, we will be having a key. We should follow the key. That means the most suitable points only we have to say as the difference and the characteristic feature of that organism. Without that, we cannot give the complete answer as a good answer and the good weightage also. So learn these techniques to score the maximum marks. If you learn like now, it will be useful for your future also. Okay, that is in the degree, wherever, in whichever stream you will select, wherever you go in the world. But how you write your answer, how you are presenting your answer is matters over there. So learn that technique. Now comes with the very easiest SAQ. Only two lines you have to write, and two examples you have to give. 4 marks you will get if this question comes. Okay, if it comes, then only. So the question is, what is meant by homosporous and heterosporous pteridophytes? Read the question properly. Give 2 examples. He only mentioned 2 examples. There, he is not asking that all over, total 2 examples, not each and every part. That is the homosporous, you should give 2 examples. Heterosporous also, you should give 2 examples. Then only it is the complete answer. Okay. So here, what we have to say, what is meant by homosporous, what is meant by heterosporous, and two examples. Homosporous means when the spores that are produced are of the same kind. That is called as the homosporous. Homosporous means when the spores are produced are all are of having the same size. Otherwise, when same size spores are produced by an organism, that is called as the homosporous condition. Example for this is the pteris is one of the example, and Selaginella. Pteris and Selaginella. These are the 2 examples. If you are not confirmed with this, then Selaginella and Salvinia. Like this also you can write. That's up to you how you are writing the which examples you are selecting. That's up to you. Okay. So in maximum pteridophytes, the spores are of the same kind only. They will produce. Example, terrace. So when the formation of two spores in the plants is are of having the same type, same size, that is called as the homosporous condition. Okay, so that is the Selaginella, Salvinia, terrace. All the three examples are of the homosporous. Any two examples you can give. Terrace, Selaginella, otherwise terrace, Salvinia. That's up to you. Now comes the heterosporous. Heterosporous means when the spores are heterosporous. Heterosporous means what we have to say here, when the organism produces two different kinds of spores are called as heterosporous condition. Okay, when the organism produces two different kinds of spores is called as heterosporous condition. Example for this. So the heterosporous condition is the Selaginella and the Salvinia, and the homosporous is the terrace. Okay, so like this we have to write this homosporous and the heterosporous condition. Now comes with the next one. Next question is what is a heterosporous condition, and in which organisms we will see, and give the reason for this. That is the question for this. So in this one again we are saying the heterosporous condition. That means when an organism produces two kinds of spores, that is called as the heterosporous condition. Example, Selaginella and Salvinia. Selaginella and Salvinia. This is the heterosporous condition. Okay, and in this they are producing two different spores called as the microspores and megaspores. The microspores represents from the microspores, the male gametes are going to be released. That is the from the male reproductive parts, microspores are produced, and those are the smaller in size and having the high motility rate in them. And the microspores will be dispersed through the wind. In the megaspores are the female reproductive part. They are produced by the female reproductive part in the pteridophytic plants. That is and these are some having a bigger size, and they are non-motile in nature. The megaspores are non-motile in nature. Okay, and by the fusion of the microspores and megaspores, diploid zygote is going to be formed. And these microspores and the megaspores are the seed habit, that is the precursor for the seed habit. This formation is the precursor for seed habit. What is meant by precursor? Precursor means it's the starting point in the plant body, in the entire plant kingdom, to start the seed habit only in the plant body. So here what we have to say, the microspores and megaspores, when they fuse together, then only a diploid zygote is going to be formed. If not also, they can be like that for a long period of time. Till they fuse together, they come nearer to the others. Till that, they can be in the same stage, that is in the microsporous condition as well as in the megasporous condition. So that is the precursor for the seed habit. With that only, the seed habit will be started in the plant body, and the seeds are the ones which can be stored for a long period of time, isn't it? So they are like that. Even the megaspores and the microspores can be stored for a long period of time. In the museum, when we see the plant parts were preserved, the pteridophytic plant parts only, that is the Selaginella, otherwise the Salvinia or whatever we'll see. In that, if the leaves are having the spores on them, then if you collect the spores, that is the microspores or megaspores, and each and everything, once it comes to the suitable substratum, then they can start germination into a new plant. Okay, that is the male plant alone, otherwise the female plant alone. That is the seed precursor. That is the precursor for the seed habit. This is the word what we have to write in the heterosporous condition alone when the question comes like that. Okay, now comes the economic importance of algae and bryophytes. This very rarely they will ask in the supply exams. Very rare, but we cannot take any chance. So if we learn, it won't spoil our brain, not spoiling our health also. We are not consuming, just we are learning. So just try to remember some points. If by mistake like this question comes in the supply exams, then you can able to give the answer. Okay, but don't stress much on this type of question where many points you need to write, and usually this question will be coming in the March paper, not in the supply paper. Okay, so the economic importance of algae and the bryophytes. So first of all, we'll see for the algal members. What is the economic importance of the algal members? And the algal members are these are the most important organisms, microscopic, and the major organisms which fixes carbon dioxide from the outside atmosphere and converts it into the oxygen by photosynthesis. So that means the more amount of oxygen is going to be produced by these algal members only. That is the most important one, what we have to say. Okay. And they will decrease the carbon dioxide and the carbon monoxide concentration in the surrounding water medium wherever they are present. And they are the chief sources of the oxygen increasing in the aquatic medium. Those are the algal members. Next point, these 2 points are same. They have written in 2 different ones, but the same one. Okay, next one. This one also I said, these are the ones which are producing the oxygen more. So what we can say, these are the in the food chain where you are having in the zoology. Food chain is there now. There the producers are there. So these algal members are the primary producers of energy in the aquatic animals. Okay, because all the young aquatic animals, otherwise the somewhat medium-sized aquatic organisms will fed on the grass, otherwise the algal members only. Those are the photosynthetic in nature. So here, what we can say, these algal members are the major food sources, otherwise the primary producers of the energy for aquatic animals. Small fishes will fed on the grass and leaves. Okay, even the somewhat big fishes are also fed on the green leaves only, grass that is present in the aquatic medium. That's the one what we are saying. And the some marine algal members, that is the Porphyra, Laminaria, Sargassum, are used as the food. Okay, so Sargassum and Laminaria. We learned this Laminaria in the, we have given this Laminaria in the example for the red algae, brown algae differences. So if you remember, the same thing comes over here. Okay, so this Laminaria is a major source of the food. Some species of marine algae are the major sources of the food. That is the example, Sargassum and the Laminaria, we can say. And the next one is the brown algae. Some brown algae produces the algin. Okay, large quantity of algin, which is very much useful in the medicinal industries. And the some members of the algal member, that is the agar is used to grow the microbes in the tissue culture. Okay, in the tissue culture, we will see the where we will grow the organisms on the nutrient medium. So that nutrient medium should be the agar. Okay, where the microbes, bacteria, fungal organisms, we will be growing in the tissue culture lab. So that is the agar. Where we will use in the for growing the microbes in the tissue culture lab, and for making the for the preparation of the ice creams, jellies, also everything we will use. And these are extracting the these are extracted from the Gracilaria and the Gelidium. Okay, so examples are the, we can give one example or two examples. Agar is used for growing microbes in the tissue culture. That is the 1 point. And Gracilaria and the Gelidium are used for making the ice creams and jellies. You can write like that also, this point. Gracilaria and Gelidium are used for making the ice creams and jellies. Industrially, these organisms are very, very important for us. Okay. And if you cannot remember the organism name, at least one organism name we need to remember. Gracilaria is mandatory. And the next one is Spirulina and the Chlorella. These are again the important organisms where we will use as a food supplements for the space travelers, for the astronauts. We'll use these organisms as the food supplements. Remember these two organisms, Spirulina and Chlorella. In the second year, 14th chapter, again these two organisms we need to mention. Now has to occur over there. So remember these two organisms, so Spirulina and the Chlorella are used for making the food, that is extracting the food used for the astronauts, otherwise the space travelers, whatever you say. And the next one is the economic importance of bryophytes. The bryophytes are used for making the many things. Examples, are some mosses. Mosses belongs to the bryophytes only. Okay, what we have seen already in the differences. Bryophytes, the division bryophytes is having the 3 classes: liver rods, mosses, and the Anthoceratopsida. That is the horn rods. Okay, liver rods, horn rods, and the mosses. So here some mosses, that is the funaria. Some mosses provide food for the herbaceous animals and that is the herbaceous mammals and the birds. Okay, that's the most important one. And sphagnum. Sphagnum is a peat moss which is used as a fuel for generating the fuel. Sphagnum for generating the fuel. And the next one is it is used for the transshipment of the living aquatic animals. Examples: fishes, prawns. Okay, so for them, for the transportation, we need the water. And whenever we are using the water will spill out from the containers now. So instead of water, if we use the sphagnum, then oxygen is generated as well as water is going to be released by these organisms. So these aquatic organisms can have the oxygen, food, and water for their living purpose. So we can easily sell, and the transportation will be very easy. No water spill out can be seen in this area by using the sphagnum. That is the most important one. And some mosses are useful along with the lichens. They will live along with the lichens, which will make the sand formation, that is from the rocks, which colonizes with the rocks and makes the great ecological importance. That is the one what we can say in the lichens itself. Okay, and this is the succession, in the significant role in the plant succession, what we can say. So like this, and some mosses will stop the soil erosion, prevent the soil erosion. Example, funaria. So like this, we can end up with this answer, and we will see the other 2 SQs from this chapter, which are the most important ones. And we have to go through those SQs also, because from this chapter 1 SQ we can expect for this supply exams. So we have to prepare from this and prepare with all these SQs till now what we have discussed in the class, and be sure that whatever the question comes, you can able to give the answer. Okay, and stay tuned to this same channel, same time for the next further SQs, which are very, very important for the IPE supply exams. Okay, right. Thank you.